Yeah. Final 3. It's just so weird now. So many people have been voted out, and we're still in it. Well, Eric needed to go. Yeah, you're right about that. I was surprised that you voted for him, though, Beth. Well, I wasn't gonna force a tie. I don't know what would have happened, but I wasn't willing to risk that. I took $1 million gamble tonight. I'm very aware that Chris and Superior are tight, but when I looked at Eric, Eric is a godsend. Like, he's honest, mature, tough, never lies. What chances did I have against that in the finals? Eric would have steamrolled me. My best hope at getting to the finals now is convincing Chris and Superior to turn on one another. That may be really tough, but we'll see what I can do. Chris and I have been best friends since the beginning, and we are now 1 day away from reaching that last goal. If I win immunity tomorrow, I am taking Chris to the finals. Being 1 step away from the finals is amazing, but it's even more amazing when you see that I did it with Chris by my side this entire journey. He and I, we've been like brothers almost, and we're just one person away from getting to that final goal. Beth, come join us on this bed, come on. No, I'm comfortable. Come on, we're final 3. Besides, you didn't vote for me tonight, so you're on good terms. Alright. Well, hey, no matter what happens tomorrow, I think it's awesome that we got this far together. Never always took the same path, but we worked really hard. The end of this journey will not be the end of another. I feel so relieved that Eric's out. He wanted me out for so long now, but now that he's gone, I feel like it's an even playing field going into the final 3. I am sitting next to 2 really tough players, though, so I gotta keep my guard up and stay focused, because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, but it's going to be intense. If you scream in my ear one more time, I'm gonna scalp you. Oh, you're awake! Lockheed? What time is it? It's really early, but I've come to gather you guys. Gather us? Gather us for what? Well, we started off this game with 16 contestants, but of course only the 3 of you remain. We figured that it would be appropriate for you 3 to pay a little respect before your final immunity challenge to those 13 fallen comrades. Respect? What do you mean? Just follow me and I'll show you. What you 3 have been able to accomplish is amazing. 38 days, 16 of you started, but of course we're down to just you 3. As you can see, out across the entire complex are little matches with names attached to them. Each match represents a fellow contestant that you played with. What do you want us to do with them? Well, you can do what you want with them. Say a few words, ignore it altogether. It's your call to pay your respect. Once you're done, place the match down and move on to the next one. Once you're done, you will proceed immediately to your final immunity challenge. I hope you're ready for it. Well, this sounds actually kind of nice. Let's do it. Alright, we'll see you at the challenge. And good luck to all 3 of you. I like how he just levitated right there. Paying our respects. This actually sounds kind of cool. Alright, let's begin. I never really got to know Jessica aside from watching the first episode with you, Superior. Kind of a shame, really. She had to go out the way she did. She didn't really do anything wrong, she just ended up on the bad side of a blind side. We hope you have many other great adventures in your future, Jessica. This just wasn't one of them. That's right, Sasha was second. Again, didn't really get to know her, but she seemed awfully feisty. Well, feistiness must mean that she's also really independent. I respect that. She was also a victim. Maybe we could have been good friends in another time. Oh, Punch! He was my very first acquaintance. We could have gone a long way together, Punch. Sucks that you were out so quick. I'd just be thankful that you are still here versus him. Yeah, that's true. Hey! Finally an Aiku! I can't say anything bad about Dal. He was sweet, he was happy, and just full of life. Dal, your positivity gave me positivity throughout the course of the game, and I thank you for that. This Spark fellow sure had a sparky personality. One thing I noticed about him is that he never gave up, no matter how hard it was out there. I still don't like you, but I will say, good game. Good game. I got you. Thanks. Smokey! You know, it's weird. If it weren't for Smokey, I may not be here right now. He took the fall instead of me. Well, I think Sky put it best yesterday when he's described as honest but lazy. I hope you take that to your grave, Smokey. Oh, Streak. Yo, Streak was intimidating. You guys have no idea how much my old Otaris were really worried about him. He was a great leader and a good friend. Sorry, Streak, what happened between us happened. Sorry. Goldie! You know, Goldie, she probably would have made it a lot farther if she didn't jump ship so fast. I always feel like Goldie and I would have been good companions. I really feel like we could have. Sorry things didn't turn out the way they did, Goldie. Still played a tough game. Now, you know what they say, karma's a bitch. Rainer. I miss Rainer. He was a great friend. He and I just clicked right away. And I was really happy that I could have a friend that fast. He was such a good player. It would have been too big of a risk to keep him in. I understand your perspective, but from my perspective, I lost a good friend that day. Hey Rainer, once this game's over, let's actually try that League of Legends stuff. Sounds dope. Oh, Jay. Jay is, I think, a good example of someone with great potential. I think he had the potential to go the whole way, but just got beat in the end. Take care, Jay. Chun-Li! He was the hardest decision I had to make out here. And I guess he's my one regret. I'm just impressed that, considering how terrible he started out, he still made it to 6th place. That's really impressive. Yeah. Shadow was a worthy player. He could have won the whole thing. I just liked how sincere Shadow was. He never felt fake to me. Even when he had to backstab people, he never was fake. He was always himself, and you could kind of see that. What do you think, Beth? He did good. The last one. And it's none other than Eric. Eric could have won this game. He absolutely could have, and that's why we had to take him out. He was definitely a tough hombre. Tough, tough, tough. Even though I'm glad you're out, you still played a really good game. Well done for going so far as you did. Follow me.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed your little tribute, because now it's time to get back down to business. For the final time, immunity is back up for grabs. Today's challenge is the last challenge of the season, and it doesn't require strength to win, speed, strategy, it doesn't require any of that. All it requires is willpower. You want to win today's challenge, you're going to have to want it more than the two people standing next to you. Here's how today's challenge works. You three are going to be situated up on this rope obstacle course, obviously hovering above the ground. If you fall off, you're out of the challenge. Simple as that. Some rules. You are not allowed to touch either of the chairs. If you at any point touch one of the chairs, you are out of the challenge. If you at any point try to shove another contestant or touch another contestant in any way, you are disqualified and you are out. All it requires is you to try to hold on longer than your opponents. The last contestant left up on the rope obstacle course wins immunity. If you win today's challenge, you guarantee yourself a spot in the finals, and you will have a chance to plead your case and try to convince the jury to vote for you to win the game. If you lose, you have a 50-50 shot at coming 1 day short of the finals. None of you want to lose. Huge stakes, spot in the finals, guaranteed. We'll get you guys situated, and then we'll get going.
Oh, this is really uncomfortable. Superior opting to start off at the very bottom. Well, I can space myself out better here. It's a strategy.
Remember, can't touch the chairs, can't touch each other. Pure willpower. This last challenge is officially on.
Superior squirming a lot. Oh, he's found balance. Remember, you're gonna have to earn this one. Want it more than anyone else. Beth with a little bit of movement, but not too much. Oh, there's a little more. Superior's been awfully still. All three of you look good. This could take a while. Beth falling down one of the rungs. Beth's movements is really throwing Superior off. Whoa! No. But she holds on. Ready to give up? Not in a million years. None of us are stepping down. Cramping! Oh! Chris falls off a rung, but he's staying on. Superior, still solid. While Beth and Chris are higher up, but definitely a lot more movement. Beth, with all due respect, it looks like you're getting choked.
Thanks. That doesn't add anything.
Chris has fallen down several more rungs. Out of nowhere, Chris and Superior are now tied on the bottom. Chris reestablishing himself. And he hangs on. Superior showing a little bit of movement for the first time all challenge. A lot of adjustments going on. Beth, fight through that pain if you want to get to those finals. Superior trying to adjust. Superior really struggling right now to hold on. And he saves it. All three contestants look really uncomfortable, but none of them are quitting. Beth falling down,
trying to get a firm grip again.
Well, she's shaking the course. Ah! Beth, you're shaking. Ah! Oh, wow.
Superior, you're out.
Superior is out. No shot at immunity. Good luck to both of you.
We are down to 2. Chris or Beth. One of you will win a spot in the finals.
So Chris, what are you thinking? I'm thinking I want to win. Chris, I need to get an immunity win. I haven't won any immunity yet. I'm not stepping down. Chris, if you step down, I will take you to the finals with me. I'll take you over Superior, I promise. Day 39 has always been my goal, Chris. I promise I'll take you. I don't know if I can trust you, Beth. I don't know. I spared you last night. Doesn't that prove to you that you can trust me?
Beth has fallen down to the final ropes.
I want to fight it out. You want to fight it out? Then so be it.
We've got ourselves a battle. You guys have been up there for so long. I can tell both of you want it.
Nice try. I'm not going down that easy. I'm so sore.
Chris. Really struggling. He's down to his final rope. Beth. This looks completely worn out. Chris, struggling to get a grip back. Game over. Chris wins immunity.
I can't feel my body. No. Guys, are you okay? I'm fine. Beth. You both did amazing. Great job.
You all put on a wonderful show out there. I can't say any of you gave up. It was a valiant effort. Chris, congratulations.
There you go.
With that, Chris guaranteed a spot in the finals. You will have a 50-50 shot at winning this game. But because you have immunity, you now must pick between Beth and Superior as to who will join you. It's going to be a tough call, but it's yours to make, and I'll see you tonight for your final decision as to who will be the last member of the jury. I'll see you then.
Well, kudos on winning, Chris. Really. You did it. Still hasn't hit me yet. I need to stretch, dude. I'm so cramped. I am bummed that I lost today, but Chris winning was the next best thing. I think that I've got a really good relationship with Chris, and maybe I can just spice it up just for one more night, because it would be pretty cool if the two of us went to the finals together. Well, I'm ready to talk when you are. You know, once you're done. Just trying to get myself back in shape, because I've got a lot of work to do this afternoon. Winning today would have been great. Now I've got to rely on a backup strategy. I've got to convince Chris to vote off Superior, which is going to be so difficult, because the two of them have been together this entire game. But I think if I can do this, it'll be great. And I'll get to the finals. I've got to convince Chris to keep me over Superior. Well, I mean, you decide who goes with you to the finals, and I know you're close to Superior, Chris, but I think it's really foolish to take him. Superior has been a great friend to me since the beginning. We've had each other's backs. Yeah, well, what do you think the jury's gonna think? With the current jury we've got, who do you think they're gonna vote for? And just me thinking personally, I think that there's a couple jurors that are mad at me. No, I understand what you're saying. It's just in your best interest. My ecstatic levels of winning the final immunity challenge and getting to the finals was wiped away the moment we got back to camp. It hit me kind of like a cement block that I still have to make a big decision tonight to take either Beth or Superior with me to the finals. And the more I thought about it, this decision could cost me or win me the game. We've come so far together. Wouldn't it be great to finish it together? Well, Superior, I'm wanting an honest answer from you. What do you think about Beth being in the finals? I mean, I know Beth has rubbed some people the wrong way, but she's also played a really good game. She came from the Otari tribe. They were down in numbers. And if you look at the fact that Beth has never once won an immunity challenge, do you think the jury would vote for her for that amazing disadvantage, or against her because of that same disadvantage? I mean, I know it's your call, but I think it'd be pretty awesome if we finished this game together. That would be awesome. So have you thought any more about it? I mean, I'm picking potentially $1 million mistake by doing this. Just look at Superior's accomplishments. And are you here to win a friendship or $1 million? Superior has been my best friend from the beginning. I was being sincere when I said it'd be awesome to go with him to the finals. But when I really think about it, Beth is all over the place with her gameplay, and I don't know if the jury will reward her for her neurotic style or disregard her. I really don't know. The jury, I'm not even thinking about how the jury would vote. Guys, can I join in? We're kind of having a private conversation. Yeah, well, I've been listening in this entire time. Like, I've literally just been sitting here. You guys aren't really, like, far away. Look, it's a really difficult decision for me. Both of you played great games. Well, I'm not going to interrupt more than I have to. Well, I've said what I needed to, Chris. So. I just felt so mischievous right then and there. I totally just stumbled in on their conversation just so that Beth would stop trying to convince Chris to vote for me. Ooh, I can be a little diva sometimes. But we have had each other's backs. Pretty cool to finish the game together. I just need some alone time, okay? Both of you. Well, whatever he decides, just don't do that. I have done everything I can to convince Chris that taking Superior to the finals would be a huge mistake. I don't know if he bought it, but if he didn't, I'm screwed. I took this risk when I voted off Eric, and it's all I've got to run with now. So oh my gosh, Chris, I hope you don't make a mistake. Even though I got some faith in Chris, it still makes me very concerned that I have power out of my hands. Like, I have no control tonight. It's all up to someone else to decide whether or not I have a shot at the $1 million. It's the last hurdle, and I hope I can make it. This decision is 10 million times harder than the challenge we just took place in. Like, my decision has been ping-ponging in my head back and forth all afternoon. And if I'm playing the odds in my head, it just keeps zigzagging. We'll start off by bringing in the members of our jury. Goldie, Rainer, Jay, Chun-Li,
Shadow and Eric voted out at the last tribal council. Well, first things first, Chris, congratulations. You are guaranteed a spot in the finals.
It's like I'm in a daze. I'm in a dream. The fact that it's even happened has still kind of not hit me.
So what has it been like for you when you guys got back to camp?
Well, at first I was really ecstatic because I was thinking, I did it. I got to the finals. But then the game hit me like a freaking steam train, and I still have a huge decision to make. I have to pick between one of these two guys to take with me to the finals.
I want to take a brief moment and go back to the challenge today. Beth, I gotta say, I'm very impressed with you. For someone who has kind of struggled a lot in the physical challenges, you were this close. You almost did it. You almost won today on the most important challenge of the season.
It breaks my heart. I don't want people to think that I'm weak or to think I've got no willpower, because I wanted it more than anyone here. Day 39 was never less than my goal. And to know that if I had held out for 10 more seconds, I could have beaten Chris, it's heartbreaking. So I had to rely back on my old strategic tactics to convince Chris to keep me around and vote off Superior.
So, going into the details about tonight's tribal council, Chris, you have immunity. Obviously that means Beth can't vote for you and Superior can't vote for you, so they can only vote for each other. Which means you're the only person whose vote counts, so you're the only one who's going to be voting tonight.
No, that goes back to me saying that this has been a nightmare decision to make picking between these two people, because they're both, I think, potential threats to win the game.
So Superior, if Chris votes you out tonight, do you feel like you'll come out of this game a failure? Or that you've accomplished enough where you can be still standing on your feet when it's all said and done?
Definitely the latter.
When I came out into this game, I'm being honest with you, I was not expecting to go as far as I did. Like, when Smokey got voted off, it was a wake-up call for me that if I wanted to play this game, I had to fight hard. And give nothing less than 150,000%. And I proved that, I think, with my challenges and with my actually rather impressive social skills. So, I've accomplished so much more than I ever could have hoped for. Chris talked about being in the dream. I feel like I'm in a dream with how much I've done. Whether I go home tonight, whether I lose tomorrow, or whether I win tomorrow, I've gotten more than my fair share of a phenomenal adventure.
So Chris, Superior, Beth, have to pick one of them. If I may ask, can you tell me your thought process on who would you pick to take to the finals?
Beth here, she's a tough hombre. She's a fierce competitor, and she's a very strong strategic player, and I gotta give her that. Granted, her methods I don't always agree with, considering the fact that she has definitely burned some bridges over the course of the game. The one thing I will absolutely think Beth could use is the fact that she's always given 110%. She's never given anything less than her best, and whether the way she's played has been effective or not, will the jury respect the fact that she always put her best foot forward? Then on the other end of the spectrum, I've got my good friend Superior right here. Superior and I have been best friends since the beginning, and I've watched Superior grow as much as I've grown. He's a phenomenal player, and finishing the game with him would be a phenomenal thing because we've been so close since the beginning. But I'm worried that they could reward Superior because I think that Superior's played a tighter game, a cleaner game than Beth. So I don't know which way the jury's going to vote, and that's what I have to decide.
So, before we get to the final elimination of the season, Beth, Superior, any last things you two want to say to convince Chris to keep you? Now's the time to say them.
Well, Chris, I know that it's a tough decision, and I know that you have been best friends with Superior for a long time. I know that, and I get that. But I'm telling you, taking him to the finals is a mistake. Superior could dominate the jury the same way he dominated this game. I admit it. I hate admitting it, but I have made mistakes. And I truly think you have a better shot at winning this game if you take me over Superior. Give her turn. No, that's all I had to say. Well, Chris, you and I have come a long way together. I honestly don't know if I can beat you. There are definitely some jurors on there that probably have some bad blood towards me. And Beth, with 3 Otaris on the jury, they could all vote for her. You'd never know. I'm thinking that we have come so far together, and I don't want to use this as a weapon, but I am telling you, if I had won today's immunity challenge, I would have taken you. I know you would have. So, we've come a long way together, and we could finish this game in grand style. But you could cost yourself $1 million by taking him. That's the same for you, Beth. Chris isn't dumb.
Chris, now you're getting emotional.
I respect these two so much. And it's like I'm weighing a friendship as much as a title. This has been the hardest day of this entire game for me. Because I'm going to be shattering someone's dreams just 24 hours away from the finals. And I don't even know if me shattering one of these two will win me the game. It's just, for the first time all game, I feel overwhelmed.
Well, Chris, you are the only person voting tonight, so whenever you're ready, you can go and cast it.
I'll decide at the booth. How about I say that? It makes it more dramatic.
Alright, it's time for the final elimination. Chris, go cast your vote. I will go tally the vote. Once the vote is read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately. I will read the vote. The 14th person voted out, and the 7th and final member of our jury. Superior.
What? I'm not mad. No, you're the greatest friend I've ever had.
Superior, I'm afraid I need you to come up here with me.
Superior, for the final time, the tribe has spoken. Time for you to go. This has been a wonderful adventure, you two. Good luck to both of you. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Beth, Chris, you two have gone as far as you can in this game. The power now shifts to the jury. 7 people you had a hand, whether directly or indirectly, in voting out, now hold your fate in their hands. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for the final tribal council. You want to be ready to pitch your case as to why they should vote for you to win this game. Congratulations again, and I'll see you tomorrow night for the final tribal council. When you have an adventure like what I've had on the show, you really see a depth within yourself that you never believed you had. I have grown, I've become stronger, I've become smarter, and it's all thanks to Survivor. I'm not even that upset that I'm out, I'm just curious how it's gonna finish. And the only thing else I can say is, I hope you all take your mistakes and take your frustrations and turn them into your growths, because then you become a truly stronger person. And that's what I have done. And that's all from me.